Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to Courtship, the podcast where I, Courtney Kurhayez, talk to my friends and family about the relationships in my favorite books, movies, TV shows, etc. Because then they have to talk to me about it because it's on a podcast instead of just a normal conversation. So today, like last time, I have with me my twin sister, Arden.
Hello. I never know what to say.
I know, but you wave, and that's only helpful for the people
What's up?
watching the video. But so this is going to be a pretty quick one today, but we are going to be talking about the Did I Mention I Love You books and why they should be made into a movie. So they've been published in the UK by, first it was Black and White Publishing, which is now Ink Road Books, and they've been published in the US under Source Books Fire. I have such a hard time saying Estelle's name, her last name, and I mess it up every time. It's Estelle Maskame. Does that sound
Don't look at me.
right? I was looking it up, but the people that are saying it have an accent because they're not from like America, and that helps me but doesn't help me because I'm like, I can't try the accent and the name.
Maskame or something. I don't.
Yeah, it was like
can't do
ma.
accents.
So
barely
Estelle,
do
if you
English.
ever listen to this, I'm very sorry. But your books are lovely, and so are you. So we are going to be talking about why Dimly should be made into a movie. But before we get into that, I will let you guys know if you have not read the books. I'm assuming you have, but if you need a refresher. So this is the synopsis of the first book, the U.S. version of the synopsis.
I'm so sorry.
So Arden just set off an alarm to interrupt the podcast, but okay. So the back says, love is everything but expected. Eden Monroe came to California for a summer of sun, sand, and celebrities. What better way to forget about the
sounds
drama
so
back
nice.
home? Until she meets her new family of strangers, a dad she hasn't seen in 3 years, a stepmom, and 3 stepbrothers. Eden gets her own room in her dad's fancy house in Santa Monica, a room right next door to her oldest stepbrother, Tyler Bruce. Side note, he's
What?
1 year
I have a
1 year
question.
older than her.
I have a
Save it for after the synopsis, please. Questions at the end. Whom she cannot stand. He has angry green eyes and an ego bigger than a Beverly Hills mansion. She's never felt such intense dislike for someone, but the two are constantly thrown together as his group of friends pulls her into their world of rule breaking, partying, and pier hanging. And the more she tries to understand what makes Tyler burn hotter than the California sun, the more Eden finds herself falling for the one person she shouldn't love. ... Okay, what is your question, Arden?
I have 2 comments. One, what's up with love? This isn't knocking it. I'm just saying, what is up with love interest?
Oh
but
my
the
God.
guys
I didn't start the freaking recording on the camera. And you did not. You did not tell me.
I started on the phone.
That's okay. We'll just have it start on the phone for the first thing. So I apologize
You're welcome.
for saying freaking, even though it's not technically a swear.
Okay, but here's the
But
thing too. I was
the camera's running out of battery.
in this camera because I was like, oh, that's fine.
It's
She just
just-
won't cut to me here. So
It's just the first 3 minutes. So I'm hoping that camera
Great.
doesn't die as
I'm gonna say again that the love interest of boys being 2 first names for like first name and last name
Aiden
is,
Parker
is
she's
weird
with
to me. Not bad, just like it's interestingly strange that that's a thing that happens. And 2, I'm all for and okay, I'm gonna preface this. I liked these books when I read that. I'm not trying to be
I've read them multiple
hater.
times and I still love them.
and I love a good enemies to lovers, which this isn't exactly that.
I was gonna say that it kind of is, but not in the typical
But
enemies
I'm
to lovers
also
trope.
on the team of you don't have to like everybody. You could be like, nah, that kid
Not a fan.
ain't it. Not a fan. And then you just coexist. So that's that.
But it's harder to coexist if you're living with someone, with strangers.
it sounds
Okay,
like
so
he was never home.
the beginning of the book, I was just thinking about it, kind of has Twilight vibes. Now, hear me out. It's loose, but
She goes to
she-
a new environment.
with her dad that she hasn't seen
Mm-hmm.
in a long time and leaves her mother. And then there's a mysterious stranger that steals her heart.
That's not a Twilight thing.
Explain a movie badly in a
I mean, I
one
guess.
sentence.
A brooding stranger. Or are they always brooding?
Well, because that adds
They
the
gotta
mystery,
be tortured
which adds to the attractiveness.
so they can be saved.
So it can be fixed. Reminds me of that
No.
TikTok.
Mm-mm.
What is it? It's like
Not today.
I'm gonna butcher it so bad. Like
What?
women are not
Rehabilitation centers for broken men or something.
Yeah. We are
That's
farmers.
true. That's true.
Yeah, but you see that
But
trope a lot. But
I don't think that that's what happens in these books.
not
I think we're
necessarily because the
misleading it.
structure of
Or misrepresenting
right
it.
because there's 4 books, but it's really just the main trilogy, and then the last.
And I
book,
think he does the work
okay,
too.
I'm trying
Right?
to
He
explain the
does the
books.
work.
So can you stop interrupting me? Por
No.
favor? So the main trilogy is like they're not together, then they are together, then they break up at the end, and then repeat for 3 books. There's a lot more substance in there, but boiled down,
That's typical.
which is basically every romance book, if it's a series. But yeah, like Arden said, there is a lot of growth that Tyler does on his own.
That's
so he's
important, folks.
he's not looking for Eden to fix him necessarily.
That's bad news.
That's bad
Don't
news.
like it.
Bad vibes.
Bad vibes. Bad news, bad vibes.
But yeah, so each book then there's a time
podcast.
there's
bad
a-
news, bad vibes. Just complain.
there's a time jump at the end of each book, like between the end of one book and the start of the other. So they each take place like the summer before something, like during the summer, which is good
Wait,
because
are
there's
they
like
all, I don't remember that. Are they all
Yeah.
during the summer?
yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, unless I'm completely misremembering, but
I would not know.
yeah, I mean sometimes it touches on other parts, but it's mostly the summer. But to get to what the title of this podcast is, so
Court cases.
that is in no way, shape, or form anything to do with
I was trying to be funny,
anything.
but it didn't land.
It really did
Leave me
not
alone.
land. Why there should be a Dimly movie. So there's a lot of overlap
We want one.
between
The end.
Yeah. Number 1, I want to watch it. Do you need more information? But I don't know what that like cadence
I don't know.
was
But
I was
imagine
saying.
having a lot of money, and then if you wanted, say you wanted this movie, you could just fund it.
You could just make it,
you know,
produce it yourself.
I don't know. That'd be cool.
Life goals. But anyway, there's a lot of overlap between fans of Dimly and fans of After. And don't hate me, but I love Dimly. And I mean,
Just end the sentence there.
okay, maybe I should not continue it. But I think that Did I Mention I Love You would be really great movies, whether they're for Netflix or for theatrical release. So I designed movie posters for all 4 of the books. I have 2 teaser posters, and then I have 2 different versions based on the US and the UK covers of the books. And those are up on my website, CourtneyKurhayez.com, and on TikTok
Shameless.
and Instagram at Courtney Kurhayez and Twitter at @CKurhayez. So feel free to reach out on any of those platforms to either give thoughts on the podcast or talk about the books and things that I mentioned on here. But yeah, on Twitter, a lot of people are like, hey, I want a movie for this. And I'm like, hey, we're going to make 50 billion different After movies. I mean, good for them. Like, do whatever you want there. But how about throwing a bone to the Dimly series? Because,
Yeah,
Can
what
you say
happens
4
is
books
they
right there?
make, and this isn't a bad thing, but if stuff does, oh, and you would think that they would go here, because if stuff does well, then they want to make things just like it, because that already did well, so it's predictable.
I have in my outline for this episode, I have After movies equals successful, why not Dimly?
Yeah, I think that there's been a shift recently, not recently, but within the past couple of years, especially with streaming platforms, where they are getting a lot more of the book adaptation stuff going on. I think there needs to be more, personally, because you already have them that built-in audience and the source material. But I don't know what the logistics are or the legalities for adapting books, because I have
Well,
a feeling it's probably more expensive than
Yeah, but they
just
do it.
hiring a writer.
They do it a lot, so just
Yeah,
do
I
it
don't know.
again.
I don't know.
My no knowledge on the contracts and things of what it's like
I
to
don't know,
adapt
and then
these.
I
I'm
see
like,
the
why
stuff
don't you
that
just
gets-
do it though?
Yeah, and then I see that. Why do I hold this microphone like I've never held a microphone in my life before. I'm holding it like
Tune into the video podcast to
Who
see
am I?
Arden
It's
not being able
embarrassing.
to hold a mic.
To be fair, I always hold a guitar, so I guess I don't really hold a mic. It's held for me by a mic stand, not by another person, but that would be kind of funny.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, and then they renew stuff, and then everyone else is saying, oh, well, they don't have enough money in the budget to renew this thing or make this thing. And I'm like, then why'd you renew that thing?
If someone knows how that works,
I'm very curious. I'm not trying to
Please-
hate. I would
please
like to
tweet
know.
me. I just want to know because I would think once you already have it, maybe like the actors want more
Well,
money,
it
but
gets
once you
more
already
expensive.
have all the sets and stuff,
It gets more expensive after the second season at least. And pilot episodes are really expensive.
right? But I'm like, so you already spent the money on the pilot, and now you have all the
Listen,
sets and
I don't
everything.
have all the answers for you.
Well,
I would
someone
think
does.
that too, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure why it gets a lot more expensive.
I just feel
but
like
it
this
does.
could have a really great following on like Netflix because the books already
Yeah,
have a
I
great
think
following.
it could. Well, the kissing booth, I feel like people kind of dropped off of liking that now.
Yeah, but the first one was so popular, I think people just watched the rest of them
Also-
by default.
Homie, I don't remember. Did we watch the third one?
The third one's not out yet.
Oh, well, then
So
we
no.
didn't watch it. I was going to say, I think I remember the first two. He was a little... Sorry, this is an aside, but I don't remember
This
his name.
is not Jacob Elordi's character. Noah.
Noah. Yeah, he was a little much for me.
He was,
He
but
was
that
a
is not
little-
what this episode is
he was a little
about.
much.
So let's not divulge into other things. But long story short, you should make Dimly into a movie, Hollywood. You know, when you guys listen to this podcast.
You know, when you get a spare dime.
A spare dime in these
two.
trying pandemic times. But it would just so go check out the movie posters if you don't believe me. I put Charlie Gillespie as Tyler.
He seems cool. I don't know if I see him in this role personally, but
He kind of matched the physical description, so
I
I
have
just
so much experience with casting that I
I
No,
just
I
I just threw him in there.
he's
But
cute.
He's cute. And it worked better for. I originally had Froy in there, so
He's
I still
also cute.
I still have those if anybody wants to see them. But they're basically just the same thing. It's just instead of Charlie, it's a picture of Froy, and
Yeah.
that's the only thing.
I'm
that's
finally
different.
to watch that. I've never seen Froy act. I think I followed him on Instagram a really long time ago, so that's how I know who he is. So I
Yeah, I
feel
think
like
that's how I
I've
know who he
seen
is.
him in things, but I haven't. It's just been on social media. So just
So
an aside
we
about
didn't
me.
necessarily give like a very compelling argument, other than us and a lot of people on the internet want this movie to happen. But honestly, that might be
Isn't that
really
half the battle?
yeah, because it just proves that
35%.
there's already a audience there, ready and waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And the fandom's already there, so that's less legwork for you guys
I'm waiting
to have to build that up.
personally.
So
Just
we're
for
manifesting a Dimly movie, and like this video if you agree. But yeah, so if you made it this far into the video, we very much so appreciate it. I say we as if Arden cares what my views are.
I kind of
and
care.
Listens on this,
But
are.
if you get good views when I'm in it, then I have to come back.
Yeah, but if I get worse
I'm
views,
sorry. I think I just
when
clicked
you're-
my teeth against the microphone. That's nasty.
if I get worse views when, or if I get better views when you aren't in it, then what does that say about you?
Then I have to take it personally, but I take a lot
But
of things
the other way,
personally.
I might have to take it personally. So
I'm confused. I got like
that got really confusing really
no
quick.
sleep.
But
If you can't tell.
yeah, anyway, so as I was saying, if you made it this far in the podcast, thank you. If you like what you heard or watched, or even if you didn't like it, lie to me and tell me that you did. No,
I was gonna sing, but you told me I had to sing last time, so I'm not singing.
Yeah, I don't know how that works rights-wise. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts on the podcast, other stuff you want us to talk about, books, movies, TV shows, etc. Check out the other episodes. And yeah, I look forward to hearing your thoughts and chatting with y'all on TikTok. So thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you next time. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.